Hello and welcome to the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here, not on the road, in lockdown in Melbourne for lockdown 6, I think it is. Anyway, I've gone back to doing what I did during the last year's lockdown and ringing comics and seeing how they're going. Now, last year I spoke to comics all around Australia and the world. Spoke to Ray Badrin in London. Got to catch up with him again, actually. Matty Nolan was in Byron Bay. There was also... there was a few, wasn't there? There was, Wolfie in Perth. Spoke to quite a few people. I didn't speak to anyone from Sydney. So I'm intrigued by what's happening in Sydney because, of course, they're in a really big lockdown. And so I thought, why not ring Tahir? I've known Tahir for a long time. He's a very funny man. You know him, of course, from Pizza, the SBS show, the Paul Fennick show. He played Habib. Very funny. And then, of course, he was one of the guys who came up with the Habibs. Meet the Habibs. That was his idea with Rob, and then of course he did Street Smart. He was in the Jungle for I'm a Celebrity. I've done quite a few gigs with him, and he's a funny man. Let's bring up Tahir, see what's happening in the world of Tahir.
Hello, buddy. How are you?
Tahir, how you going?
Not bad, mate. Hang on, let me just.
I am recording, but that's all right. You do. We can edit this, whatever. It's all good.
This, like, you know when you go, you'll edit this out, won't you? Yeah, you will edit this out.
We'll edit it. Sure thing. Sure.
And I love it when it just stays right in there.
Yeah,
people get to hear the real thing. They know it's real,
mate. It's real. It's not And so, how many kids? You'd be at home with your children, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've got 2 kids in every state.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be hard to coordinate.
Don't take that seriously. But yeah, it's easy when you travel around, visit. You know, that's why I'm always traveling.
Well, you always think of those guys that you always hear those guys that had 2 families, but now with the internet, that surely the game must be up with Facebook. You know what I mean? Like,
I find that hard. I mean, it's just hard with one family. Sometimes they have like 2 other. Like, imagine like juggling 3 families. That's tough.
Nightmare.
Nightmare. I mean, when these guys get caught, they should be commended, given an award of some type.
Yeah.
Like, how did you do it? Like, so can you? I mean, not in the action, obviously. I'm not judging that, but like, so how did you?
Yeah, talk us through it. How did you do it? How did you do it? It's often Melbourne, Sydney, or Melbourne, Adelaide, or Adelaide, Perth. I don't think they're in the same. But what I remember when it happened back in the day, but I reckon it's happening less. I reckon it's how many kids? How many kids have you got at home?
2.
How old are they now? Your kids?
13 and 9.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, they're relatively young. I've got like what have I got? 12, 15, and 18. To quote one of Jeff Green's great jokes, not the best names, but we were stressed at the time. So that's a good joke.
Great.
He's very funny. And so lockdown. I'm trying to think of when I first met you. This is what I do on this podcast. I'll just reminisce about when and so you would have been in comedy 20 years? Did you 20 at least?
95 I started.
Oh, yeah, so 5 years after me. I was 1990. So, yeah.
But 95, I remember like when I went down to the comedy store, Sydney Comedy Store.
Yeah.
And I remember always loving comedy, collecting comedy movies, books. Excuse me, being interested, just really loving it, writing stuff down, jotting funny quotes, everything. And then when because I was a teacher, I mean, I don't know if you.
Yeah, I know that. I trained as a teacher too. Yeah,
there's so many ex-teachers. And just on that, like, by the way, I try to I wonder if I can get my casual number back.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Out of interest, you know what I mean? Just out of interest.
Did you try?
Yeah,
or?
So I tried, and no luck.
No.
And I'm going, this is a joke. There must be surely. I know there's a teacher shortage.
Yeah.
So I'm on there, right? And they go, oh, no, we don't have any record. What do you mean you don't have any records of me? I mean, surely. I go, I wasn't kicked out. I left, like.
So you would have left in the 90s teaching. Did you leave in the 90s?
I left late 90s. So
Yeah,
I only
right,
taught for a couple of years. And I did have a full-time position when I left, but the comedy started getting busier and busier.
What sort of school were you at? I'm just intrigued. You were a high school teacher, weren't you?
I was high school, yeah, high school.
What sort of school? A big boys' school?
Yeah,
or?
no, big co-ed school. It was called James Busby High School. And before that one, I was at Septon High School, which is a semi-selective school. And that was interesting because half the school was locals and half the school was selective.
Yeah, really smart. Yeah,
really, like from out of the area. So you'd have this class, like just your regular class, like, and then you'd have a selective class of 30. I'll never forget it. So I had this class and you walk in and there's full capacity 30. They give you, because they're all well behaved.
Yeah.
Normally they wouldn't give you 30 of the local kids.
No. No, that's hard.
So I see this class. I remember the class clearly. Like they're all there, 30 studious hours. Like, and then fifth, I'd give out the novels to read, and they'd devour them in a day or two.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
And fifth, at least half of them, I'm not joking, 15 of them have on their desk. They had these thick Stephen King novels, like really big, like just there. And you give them work, they do their work. As soon as they finish, they get into their book.
Yeah, right.
Like they get into the book, like bang, and then you set the next work, and then they do it, and then straight back in the book.
Wow, they're all,
And then when you said like there's an exam or something happening, they would freak because they're all gifted and talented kids. Like they're all just super competitive, and I always thought that's not the best sort of environment. But I remember like what test? What's it for? What sort of percentage? What are the questions? How long is it? They'd be just hammering me.
Yeah.
And this is totally true. I haven't actually told this story, but like. I remember, Dave, one time, right, I was walking on the second level of school and I was looking down and I saw that class, that super smart class I had, like in English, doing PE, physical education, out on the oval.
Yeah.
And so I just stopped at the window just to look at them. I thought, okay. And this is what I saw. I'm not even making this up, right? This actually happened. They're playing volleyball. Again, so the PE teacher divides the class in half.
Yeah.
One half on this side, one half on this side. And if you lose, right, like if you sort of miss a ball or you hit a ball out, you sit down. So it's elimination.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I say, the ball goes back and then eventually you have a winner. The first guy to be eliminated, he was one of the nerdiest. He was right up there. I loved him, right? It was so funny. He gets eliminated first, which wasn't a surprise to me or anyone really. So he hits the ball out. He sits down and he gets a book out.
Yeah.
On the oval, like I'm watching this absolutely. I can't believe what I'm watching. Right, so the game continues. He's flipped the book out to read. Right.
Yeah.
And the teacher said, right, the winning, the losing team has to jog to the fence and back as punishment. Right. There's,
the classic. The classic.
Yeah, the classic punishment. Right.
Yeah.
So his team, of course, loses. So they've got to now jog to the fence and back. Right. He jogged with his book.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'll never forget it, Dave.
Mate, he's probably running Google now, that guy.
He's brilliant. I loved him. So the whole pack was going one way. He was jogging, reading down, and he was veering off.
Yeah.
And I was laughing. I couldn't believe I can't believe what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I can't believe what I'm watching. So, but yeah, that was some. And then I went to James Busby, which is just a normal co-ed school.
Sure.
And then I left. And then so I'm trying to get my teaching number. No record of me.
No record, mate. Well, no going back. No going back.
No going back. And because my main aim, like, I don't know, how long did you teach for?
No, I didn't. I did the course and I finished.
You didn't teach at all?
I finished in 1985, mate. That's how long ago it was. And there is I'd have to retrain if I wanted to teach again. I'd have to go back, probably. Someone told me. So.
Well, I mean, a lot of things have obviously changed since teaching,
since 1985.
Yeah, blackboards.
Yeah, computers.
I still got my chalk.
Oh, have you? You read in the paper, there's some guy the other day was in the paper, he'd been like a principal, he faked all his degrees. And he was teaching at some really posh grammar school for years. Yeah. And they reckon he was a great teacher. All his students came and said he was an awesome teacher, but he just wasn't qualified.
Yeah. I love those sort of stories, Dave. Yeah. I love it. So for me, like, that's why I'm not in charge. I'd say, no, let him go.
Yeah, same here.
Let him go. Let him continue. In fact, promote him.
Yeah.
Promote him.
So,
Like,
so
you know, if not principal, education minister. Something.
yeah, definitely. So I'm trying to work out when I first met you, and I remember I did one scene in Fat Pizza because I was a big fan of pizza.
Yes.
And we went to the MCG.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, and I played a goal umpire, and I was talking to you, who I must have sort of known you from the comedy world, though.
I got a feeling like it must have been at a gala or somewhere. Like, you know, I reckon it would have been somewhere. We would have run into each other because I still remember coming out of Melbourne the early years and on is it Lygon Street? Like,
the comedy club. The comedy club.
There was about 500 people. Like,
it was great. Yeah.
Like raked back. It was a beautiful room. And I remember seeing Husey for the first time there and maybe there, like,
could have been
Brad
then.
Oaks.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line I would have ran into you before that because I definitely knew you.
Yeah. And I remember talking to because you played Habib and your girlfriend was Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson. I mean, she hasn't gone anywhere.
No, what happened to her? And I remember talking to her. What was her name in the show? She was
Tula.
Your girlfriend Tula. Yeah. And I thought she was real. I knew you were a comedian, but I thought they just got Tula off the street and just put her in this show. And then she was very good.
She's very good. Like, the thing was, like, I remember Rebel, like, you know, look, we still catch up when she comes back in town, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Because her family's still in Sydney. And she often comes back and we'll go for a feed with Rob and a few of the others. And she's great. She was always really determined and destined from the start because she was a hard work. People didn't realize it. She wrote her own sitcoms and
she did that one set in a school, didn't she? She did that one set in a school, wasn't it? Like on SBS. Yeah.
She did like a lot and she just gave things a go. That was the thing. She's always put her out there, and she obviously, I mean, you know, I can say this because like it's actually come out. Rebel wasn't her real name, right?
No.
But it was that she changed it because she wanted an acting name right from the start. She, you know, did everything, maneuvered everything for an acting career.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. We should have done. We should have done that.
I know Tahir, like that's a shit. Like no one's gonna like. Yeah, it's gonna be Tom Cruise. Like all those names. Like they're just brilliant names. Like just so she even had it planned. Like so,
amazing.
I say hats off. Like she actually planned it out, had a dream, went for it. You know, and look, her story. Like a lot of people. Like you know, there's a lot of people that go to LA, America for a break.
Yeah, and don't make it. Yeah, that's right.
People don't hear about all the stories that don't make it. Like there's people go there all the time and come back.
Yeah.
You know, there's just, but you know, she had some runs on a board in Australia. She got herself an agent over there, you know, and even that's like, you know, but within the first couple of months, she got that Bridesmaids, like a little role in Bridesmaids.
Yeah, she was good in that. Yeah, she was funny.
She stole the scene, and the movie was huge.
Yeah,
that was it.
She was on her way.
That was it. So, you know, you need a lot of luck in the industry. You know that there's a lot of luck, and you know, I remember she had a massive contract for Jenny Craig. You know that?
Yes.
And she was forced to give it up.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah. They said, listen, what are you doing? Like, she lost 10 kilos. They go, no. You're the funny, large girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
You want to be skinny and blonde? We got thousands of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They actually and only now, she's super successful now, right? So she's
she lost that weight.
Lost weight. She doesn't care now because she's got lots of projects. Good on her. Like, you know, look, Rebel's awesome. I love her, honestly. She is who she is. Like, represents a lot of different people. Huge success. Like, you know, she's massive in certain countries, like Ukraine. Massive.
Oh, really? Wow.
They love her there. Like, she goes there. The ladies and stuff because of the Pitch Perfect movies and who she is. And who she
right.
They just love her.
It's interesting.
You know, huge.
Where's Tahir big? Where are you big?
Well, let's go through the suburbs, shall we?
Yeah. How many episodes of Pizza did you do? Like, how many approximately? You were done
mate,
a lot? 50?
Yeah, look.
100?
It'd been, look, it's up, when you include all the specials and overseas.
Yeah, and the movie.
Yeah, it'd be close to 100. Like, not because we did 5 seasons.
Yeah, that's a fair bit.
They're still going, by the way. You know, they're still on 7, 8 new seasons now.
Yeah, right.
And I don't do them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you've moved on. But your character, when your character would come on, I'm like, here we go. This will be funny. The dodgy Habib.
Dodgy character. You know, people actually thought that character was real.
Well, only because I knew you. I knew it wasn't, but like I thought Rebel was real. So, you know.
You know, Dave, when we're on tour, like, you know, we did a major, like, you know, a couple of major sort of live stage shows with Fat Pizza in its prime. And we did like incredible numbers. It was just ridiculous, like big stadiums. It was just crazy numbers we're doing. But people would come up to me because I was the drug dealer.
Yes.
And just hand me shit. And you know.
No, I know you. You're not like the druggy type. So.
I don't smoke. I'm like a clean skin. Like
you are.
People. So, and what I found was I used to say, no, look, but, and it was actually a lot harder. Because like, I'm in my yellow tracksuit.
Yeah.
They're doing meet and greets. They go, no, come on, take this, mate. Take this. You're happy. Take it.
I love it.
And you know what, though? I actually found it easier to accept it.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
You know, because it would finish quicker.
Yes.
If I was arguing, no. So so I say, oh, thanks. I go, oh, my God, thank you. And then that's all they wanted, right? And they go, yes, I gave some drugs to Habib. And then they take off, right? Now, the interesting is this. The other question I'd often get was this. Hey, Habib, you got any drugs on you?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
have this.
I was a genuine drug dealer without making any money at all. So that would pump it. Oh my God, he just gave me something. Oh my God, he just they wouldn't expect. So I would just whatever's in my pocket, just give it out again. I didn't want I didn't want to be the thing on me. I didn't know what it was.
There is something very funny though about that. The kind you see it reoccurring in TV and on stand-up all the time. The ethnic, slightly aggressive. You know, they speak like my wife was watching this Sushi Mango thing where the guy was listening to. He was trying to explain the how many cases there are. The guy's going, it's 47 plus 85 plus. Don't you get it, mate? And that kind of. It's always been funny. It's like I don't know why, but it's just funny.
Well, you know, I've talked about this on stage plenty of times. I said, look, the thing is, like, you know, I performed. I'm from Turkey. I was born in Turkey. I came to Australia when I was 3 or 4. Right. So people often think I'm Lebanese. I go, no, it's
you're
Turkish. Different country, mate. Yeah. But I went to Lebanon to. I remember doing a gala there. The whole bunch went over there, and it was awesome. It was like, you know, Anthony Salome, like when he was on Virgin Radio there, breakfast, and he's killing. He organised this massive comedy gala on the side of it. 1,500 people open it. It was just brilliant. But the Lebanese there were very different.
Yeah, to the Lebanese here.
You know, they're French. They're very
probably sophisticated.
Well, the ones in Sydney are the most unique ones, and I go. And my thing was like, they got this accent, which is quite funny, but I go, you were born here though. Yeah. How did you get this accent? Like, I'm intrigued. I'm not making fun. I was just going, I just want to know where this sort of came up about, like, you know, but,
interesting.
But yeah, it is. But your scene, right? People should look it up. It is quite funny. So, I mean, we should tell people like what the scene was. So you're an AFL umpire.
Yeah, goal umpire, I think. Yeah.
Goal umpire. And the goal was scored, and we were a couple of ethnics in the stadium with Rocky, myself, and Tula.
Yeah.
And we did, you know, and it's the first time we've been to an AFL game.
That's right.
And you do the thing when there's a goal, like, stick your 2 fingers out, right?
Yeah.
And we think you're having a go at us.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, look at that guy. He's having a go at us. He stuck his finger up at us. Right?
That's right. You jump the fence and punch me up. I remember.
And we jump the fence, and then we have a fight, and then security turns up, and so people should look it up. It's a very funny scene. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
I think someone sent it to me once. Yeah. Because I mean, that only came about because we interviewed Paul Fennick on the radio, and I said I was a big fan of pizza, and he's like, "I'll put you in the show." Next thing you know, you're in the show, which is great. You know?
So look up Dave O'Neill, Fat Pizza Goal Umpire. It'll come up. Separately. But that's what, like, the first season of Fat Pizza back in the day. I think it was like year 2000 something. And that's the other thing. Like, people see you know, they go, "Oh, hey man, like, oh, you've been older than what I expected." I said, well, yeah. I mean, mate, it's 2 decades. What do you think?
That's 20 years ago, mate. Yeah.
I was in my 20s when I started. What do you think? I'm going to just, you know, people are just weird sometimes. But the first season of Fat Pizza, here's a fact: 8 episodes, total budget. Like, you know, I mean, you've done TV movies, right?
Yeah.
Total budget. $200,000. I was going to say have a guess, but
wow, for the whole series,
whole season, $25,000 an episode.
That's amazing.
Which, like, it might seem a lot of money to people listening. But
No,
like,
that's not much. No, but you do like a sitcom now. It's like minimum 300-400 grand, and that's cheap. An episode.
And that's considered cheap.
Yeah,
that's considered cheap.
Yeah.
So Paulie's genius was to actually get it all done and make it look half decent.
Yeah.
And funny. So of course the budgets went up at that time. But
Of course.
I remember like the first season he'd have cameos and he had to really ask a few people like, look, can you come on this, and a lot of people rejected him. But once the season hit and it was huge,
people loved it. Yeah.
People loved it. Like they came, like honestly, the ratings for the Fat Pizza were like, they were smashing like 1 million plus. Even I know it's back then, but
that's a lot.
They were sort of on par with it was Monday nights. I remember.
Yeah, Monday nights at 9:30. 9:30.
Yeah, they moved like Eddie McGuire's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire against it. Right, and back then, right, SBS didn't care about ratings. There was no funds, like there's no commercials. They didn't even care. If we were at any other network, we would have been like kings, right?
Yeah, I know.
But SBS, they just didn't care. They go, yeah, whatever. Like it gets 1 million over every week, But of course, by the time the second and third season hits, like we had people like, celebrities everywhere trying to
get on.
It was a cool thing to appear on. It's like I've got to come on that. So we had everyone. We had like sports stars and actors and everyone. They loved it, and everyone was they were all great. They would come on and they understood, and
it was just a funny show. It was just a funny show with funny people in it, funny scripts, and he had a way of directing it, and it was good. And so then you guys came up with the Habib's show, didn't you? Meet the Habib's, and you.
Yeah, that was years later. So like Fat Pizza went into Swift and Shift Couriers, and then it went to Housos.
Right.
Yeah. And I play the same character in all 3 shows. Can you believe this, Dave?
Yeah, I remember. Don't worry, I remember.
What a waste of acting school, huh?
I know.
That was a waste to go to acting school. The same character in 3 different sitcoms. They're not even like different sitcoms. No, this Habib just appears as the same character.
Yeah, stereotyped. Yeah,
I just go along with it. So the Here Come the Habibs was based on a live show we did.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So we it was actually, so we did a show on From Lebanon with Love. It was called, and it was half Arabic, half English. It's for the the Lebanese Arabic community.
Yeah. Right.
And it had massive, like it was huge success in Sydney. Like we did 30,000 tickets. It was massive. People, and it was a family show. So we had 3 generations in the theatre.
Yeah, great.
Kids, parents, and grandparents. And we had people like that were married, cross culture, that were in there explaining stuff to them,
Yeah, great.
And it was just a fun story, tears, funny, and off the back of that, like I remember I typed up, I wrote this thing on my laptop, Dave, 2.5 pages. Oh, it was, it's 2.5 pages it was. That's all it was, to say, here's a fun TV concept,
Yeah,
wow. Like a Lebanese family, won lotto, from just a working class suburb, moved to a rich area, and then totally stuffs up the suburb.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Simple idea. Yeah. I know it's like Beverly Hillbillies, all that sort of stuff. Simple to understand. But that sat on my laptop for 10 years.
Wow. Yeah. Right.
10 years, right? And then we thought, you know what? We should actually get onto this idea. And then, and that's how it all started. And because it was such a simple idea, and the thing was this, it's got to be noted, it was a little bit risky for Channel 9.
Yeah.
That's up to them. But even if we went back, say another 5 years before it went there, it wouldn't have got it. It wouldn't have made it. They would have said no.
Yeah,
but because the landscape's changed so much.
Yeah.
They said, no, we've got to start doing different things because people are now not really watching TV. They're downloading, streaming
services. Yeah.
There's so many different options now, and they realise that, if we don't do something controversial or different, we're going to keep losing our audience members. So that's how, that show came up. And I remember when and it was like a family show.
It was like 7:30 at night. Yeah, I remember.
Nothing to do with any of the shows we've done before. We had Habibs, but that was just as a surname, Here Come the Habibs.
Yeah.
And we were going to use Here Come the Couriers.
Yeah, right.
And we changed it last minute because we thought, hang on, people don't want us to, mix up with the Aboriginal term.
Yeah. Sure.
So we said, hang on, let's change it to something really just an obvious, well-known, Arabic name, which is Habib, which is huge,
Yeah,
it's as common as Smith.
Oh,
That's how comedy is.
yeah, right.
And I remember the 30-second trailer hit, and people went berserk.
Yeah, they did. I remember that too. Yeah.
They went nut over a trailer.
Yeah.
They go, "This is racist." Why?
Yes.
What do you mean? It's just a 30-second trailer. You haven't seen anything. There's nothing
I
to do with the
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that. And someone said, not one of these guys is actually Lebanese in the cast. Like,
That's not true. That's not true.
No.
3 of them were.
Yeah, see, there you go.
3 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them were. There was like, there was 2 feet. There's 3.
Yeah, of course.
And they go, and some of the Lebanese got upset. A lot of them loved. They go, "Oh, good, we represented this awesome." But some people just really just don't get it. And I go, this show's more about a comment on rich white people's beliefs and stereotype racism.
Like
casual racism. It's more about that rather than the family, because the families just themselves. But, we had comments like, "Oh," they go, "No, this is not good." I mean, we had a jet ski in a swimming pool. They go, "Lebanese people don't use a jet ski in a swimming pool."
What's a joke?
I go, "Well, okay, then you pitch a show where they just go to work and come back, see if you get that up."
That's a joke, guys.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Someone complained. I remember I clearly remember doing a media interview, but someone complained. Get this, you're not going to believe it, but again, true.
Yeah.
They complained about the font of the
God.
title.
Yeah, right.
They go, "No, that's in Arabic font. That's racist."
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Jesus, you can't win. You can't win.
Go, are you serious? Someone complained about the font. It was in Arabic font.
That's unbelievable.
We just had to laugh. Oh my God. And then of course, there was a petition to not even show the show. Like some girls started up a petition.
Oh God! But it rated well, didn't it? The Habibs.
When she did the petition, we loved it. We go, "Oh, you can't buy that sort of stuff."
No.
5,000 signatures, this, that, it was just, this is, you couldn't even set this up. It was just, we were loving it. I go, "Oh my God." Of course, once the show hit, I realized, hang on, this is a fun show. You know what I mean? It's just fun, bit of comedy, bit of creative license, you know what I mean? But yeah, the numbers were pretty good.
Yeah, I remember. We
did 2 seasons, just a very, very expensive show to make.
And also Channel 9, it's hard, I reckon. Sitcoms did they make it an hour as opposed to half an hour? I can't remember.
They made it in between.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we were really debating half an hour, but they said,
right.
Let's go in between, and then the other show goes a little bit longer, and budgets matched it accordingly, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and we did, and it was the first sort of scripted sitcom on Australian television for over...
Yeah, on commercial TV for a long time.
At least a decade, they said, at least a decade, which is sad, in a way.
It is sad.
We should be more, let's be more gutsy here. Let's be,
exactly.
take some risks.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. It's sad.
When I heard that, I thought, really? This is sad.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's left up to the ABC and SBS, and they've only got so much money, you see.
Yeah,
and so many spots. So it'd be good if commercial TV did more. But,
And a lot of times we wait till an idea comes from overseas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It's worked over there, and then it's going to work here. So come on, guys.
But as I always say, those ideas aren't invented by a machine. They're just human beings sitting around coming up with these ideas, and they're no better than the people over here. So it's just giving it a chance. Hey, so now in the lockdown, so you do a lot of live gigs. So you would normally, during the year before lockdown, would be doing 4 or 5 gigs a week kind of thing, would you? Is that your main thing?
Look, probably not that many, but it might average. There are times when I'm on tour and I'm doing a lot more.
Right.
Then I'm, when I'm at the Adelaide Fringe, I'm doing,
a lot,
a lot. Because I'm doing, I started doing children's shows last year.
Oh, yeah, you told me that, and you do magic and stuff.
It was brilliant. It was the best decision because I've been going to Adelaide for many, many years. And I'll be watching, and I watch a lot of shows because I actually enjoy watching shows. And I'm watching all these magic shows. I'm going, you know what? And I've been collecting magic for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, right.
It's a little secret, thing that people didn't really know. But I love magic, always have. And
I love magic too, but I can't do it. But you learned how to do it.
In another lifetime, I would have been a comedy magician.
Yeah, great.
But I just love my stand-up so much that so I've been collecting tricks for many years, doing them, mucking around with them, and I had a look around and thought, oh my God, I've actually got a lot of shit here.
Yeah.
A lot of, I was going, you know what, you need to do a show to justify all the spending.
Yes.
These packages that kept coming back. And I thought, I'm at Adelaide, I'm there already. Why not do
during the day? You got nothing to do.
Nothing to do on the weekends. And the show started selling out. It was amazing.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And it got to the stage where I go, oh my God, my ticket sales, like it was catching my adult show sales.
Yeah.
I go, if this children's show out, if I do more tickets than the children's show out, I'm leaving. That's it. It didn't happen, but like it was just, and I found a lot of people turned up that were actually, they turned up in their fat pizza tops. Oh my God, fully sick tops, parents,
Yeah, with their kids. Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I realised, I thought, oh my God, they can't come to the nighttime shows because they've got kids.
Yeah, little kids. Yeah, right.
So, but this is a chance where they can come.
That's great, isn't it?
The kids have a thing. I always give like, a little bit to the adults
of course,
as well.
Of course.
And my magic words are not like abracadabra. They're, oh my God. And the kids love it. Everyone gets into it.
I love it.
It was just really, really good. And I mean, I love magic. I've always have. And, I love the whole, there's a bit of, it's a weird industry. It is weird because sometimes they get angry at each other as well.
Yeah, right.
And because I'm a performer, no one said anything to me. Like, well, he's a performer, but they go, oh, that's my trick. I go, no, it's not, buddy. Like, not to me, but I'm saying they argue with each other. They go, that's my signature piece.
Oh.
Is that your signature piece? Like, this is like, not to me, because I just do like basic tricks, like, but they go, this is sort of things I argue about. They go, that's my signature piece. I go, how could that be your signature piece when you bought it?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, you bought that. Like, stand-up is different. Like, we've got our own routines and jokes.
Yes.
And stories, but they're like, unless you've actually created a trick yourself, invented it.
Yeah, it's not yours.
Written a patter for it, you've just bought it,
And so have you pivoted into Zoom gigs? Someone told me you were doing them because I do some. Yeah.
I mean, I know that you're doing some too, right?
Yeah, I did one just before for teachers.
Yeah. Yes, for the teachers. Look, I remember like the last lockdown doing them, and before the first one, it ruined my whole week. Because I was just it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
And I kicked the whole family out of the house. I said, everybody's got to leave. I can't do this with anyone being in the house. So they all had to leave, go for a walk.
Right.
Well, I'm in my office doing the show, and look, it went well. And eventually, like, as comedians, we're pretty,
adaptable.
We're adaptable, resilient. If you're a good comic, you find a way. You find a way
it's true.
to make it work.
It's true. It's true.
So we all, like, I come up with these little things that work for me, and I still give out my, like, prizes of my T-shirts and stuff,
Yeah, great.
Make it interactive. And so, look, you just, and sometimes, and different things have happened over, like one time, about 8 or 10 people left their microphones on accidentally.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. Like, oh my God, instead of silence, I can hear some laughter.
Yeah. Well, with smaller groups, I say leave the mics on, but like with these teachers, there would have been 80, so they couldn't, but you could see them laughing, and that's, for me, that's enough. I say to them, I'll just keep going. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. You just never know, because look, we're so used to getting feedback and getting laughter, and then some people just sit there, right?
I know, you don't want to look at them. I don't want to look.
I know, they just sit there and they go, oh yeah, we really enjoyed that. Well, did you?
Well, I've done some with different comics together, and like Kitty Flanagan gets obsessed by the numbers, people leaving. She goes, oh, there goes another 2, Dave. There's another one leaving. I'm like, I can't even see this number. Where are you looking? And Glenn Robbins would go, oh, did you see that guy on the left? He wasn't laughing at all. I go, mate, I don't look at those guys. I just look at like the people laughing. I'm not looking at the guy looking at his phone.
Oh, it's a tough gig, man. And it's one of those things like, look, I've had some really good ones, right?
Yes.
And I've had some like, oh, that was a bit dodgy ones, And no matter what, at the end of it, it's never that satisfying, really.
No.
Even if you've smashed it, I go, that's not. It's like I call it the KFC. Like, it sounds like a good idea, but at the end of it, you go, oh, it's a bit yuck. You know what I mean?
But I'll give you a tip. This is what I've done some with Hughesy, and at the end of one that didn't go that well, he goes, mate, we'll just put that one down to technical difficulties. I'm like, yeah, good one.
I love Hughesy. That's brilliant.
But also, there's none of that, when you do a really bad gig, a live one, which doesn't happen that often to me or you anymore, but you have to do that awkward walk through the crowd and then into the car park. You just shut the computer on these ones and walk out, and your wife goes, how was that? Oh, it was all right.
Yeah, it was all right, yeah. My family's on home. They're not allowed to be home when I'm doing it.
That's funny. Oh, well, I just shut the door and...
Everyone out.
Yeah, well, fair enough. It can be...
No one to be like, look, we're in a tough industry. There's no doubt about it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everyone knows, like, I mean, look, even when they go, oh, we're going to be open, well, we can only be in business when we've got, like, you know, well, I won't say 100% capacity, but...
Well, yeah, you want 80% or 70%. Yeah.
I mean, last year's Adelaide Fringe was 50% capacity.
Yeah, right. And how was that?
So it was great. Like, but, you know, it was weird because, like, it was weird because every room was half the capacity. You know,
I tell you what, though, we did one show, me and Limo, and the guy goes, "You've sold out." And I'm like, "But the theatre's 400 seats." He goes, "Oh, we can only have 100 because of COVID." So there is a silver lining. We get to sell out more.
My first show, like with the last lockdown, not this one, my first sort of live show back was Dane Simpson from Wagga Wagga.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, at his gig in Wagga.
At his comedy club, and then he sort of went to the Wagga Wagga Theatre, like so it holds 500.
Yeah.
So the capacity allowed at that stage was 100.
Oh wow!
Right. So and all the tickets went, and I was there, and everyone was excited because, like, it was the first sort of live gig back. But you know what? They were really, people sort of understand. They go, you know what? We understand.
We'll make some noise. Yeah.
Yeah, they just love to be out. They just, you know, I mean, normally if you're in a 500 seat theatre and there's 100, it could be a little bit weird and awkward.
Depressing. Yeah.
But these people spread out, and there was a massive gap between the stage and the front row, and they put the chips and drinks between that as well. It's hilarious. We're performing to see, like, chips and drinks as the main feature.
I love it.
But the crowd was just awesome. And once the lockdown lifted, and I'm hoping it happens again, people just come out of the woodwork.
They do. They love it. Yeah.
And I really hope they support artists and music and live shows as much live stuff as possible. You know, it's not easy, but look, as you said, Dave, we could still be teaching, and that would have been a lot worse.
Oh, I reckon. Oh man, but what? I see the kids' teachers online. Hey, now I've got these questions I ask everyone. There's only 3. Yeah. What was the last thing you cooked in lockdown? Did you cook, Tahir?
I don't normally cook. I'm not that good. I have given it a few things, but I reckon the last thing I cooked was not that long ago actually, but a mac cheese pasta.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm good at following instructions. So I've got the instructions. I got the cheese, like, you know, mixed it up. There was a few little bit of baking. They melt the cheese, the different types of cheese, and look, it went down a treat. It was fun.
Oh, kids love it. Kids
love it. Like a mac cheese pasta. It was good. It went down well.
Yeah, I mean, what was the last thing you watched, or, you know, can you recommend or listen to, or anything you've been?
Look, the thing. Look, I'm always slow on things.
Yeah.
Like I'm always, like, you know, I mean, I didn't watch Breaking Bad till years later. Yeah. And I did the whole season. Like I did that in the last lockdowns. So this one, the last thing I just finished, The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, I've seen the first series, couple of series. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and then I just finished Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh
which
god,
is like another.
Yeah, there's an offshoot.
Another 10 seasons. I go 10 seasons.
I know, it's a lot.
That's 160 episodes.
It's a lot.
My god, I need this lockdown to continue. I'm not going to finish this. But, like, it's just, to me, those sort of numbers are just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know?
Imagine the money.
Wrap it up. Come on. Save the world. Wrap it up. Do something.
Well, there's zombies in the ocean. There's zombies down the drains. There's zombies in an old prison. They're running out of places for zombies to go.
I know. I like resolutions, like myself.
Yes.
You know,
yes, true.
I just, look, I know it was brilliant. I watched the whole thing, but I reckon just, you know, just a couple of seasons and then wrap it up, you know?
Exactly. Now, what was the last bit of human contact you had? This is more for single people, but you've got a family, so.
I've got I've got a family. You know, we do go out, so go for our walks and come back.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That's it. That's all
you
can do.
That was about it. That's the only human. Yeah, just my family, I guess. That's it.
That's all you can do. Well, Tahir, thanks for talking to me. It's been excellent.
Pleasure, mate. It was fun. That was really good. We could share stories more. There's going to be part 2, I'm sure of it.
Oh, we'll do a gig. You know, I know we're doing when we're gigging together. The last gig we did was in Griffith, of course, which was in the.
Oh, that was good. Yeah,
that was good fun in that theatre. That was great with Des and Gab and Ashley and Mimi. Mimi, is that everyone? Yeah, it was good.
That was so funny because you know the story of the Mimi. Like, you know, I told you that. Like, I actually thought it was Mimi from Melbourne.
It is Mimi, isn't it? No.
But hang on, who's the Japanese?
Oh, you thought it was her. Right, okay, yeah.
She's Mimi as well,
yeah,
right?
I think so, yeah.
So I thought it was her.
Oh, okay.
Right? I didn't even look at it because I hadn't seen the poster at this stage.
Right.
So in all the media, like advertising for it, and I'm talking to radio stations and everyone, like, just promoting the show and saying, yeah, and we got a Japanese stand-up comedian. She's great. She's really good. Like, a Japanese female who's going to, what's wrong?
No, she's like Syrian. She's from Syria, maybe. Yeah.
She's from Syria, totally different. Like, no one picked me up on it, but it's just funny. I was like, oh my God, it's a wrong comedian.
Well, I thought she was Lebanese, and she said, no, I'm Syrian.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's even better. I don't know.
That's even better. Like, she's not even Japanese.
No, she's not Japanese.
Either. So many stories. So many stories.
Well, good to talk to you, Tahir. Tahir, there, ladies and gentlemen.